Hello everyone, this is your motor detailer. Everyone, please ride safe, drive safe, live free, and never stop learning. And with this note, I'm going to talk about myself a little. So, I live here in Chennai, India. I used to work for the software development industry. Um, I have spoke over the phone with many people from the United States, my counterparts, my customers, and thank you to that. And that's the reason why I got this lovely accent. And also, even though I'm from Chennai, most of the um, gurus that I have, they're all born, raised in the States. I have not even seen any of them. I've read their books, and you know, it's helping me a lot. And one of that book is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this particular book changed my life all over. I was running a detailing business, but life threw me a curveball. Everything went into the toilet, to put it in a nutshell. And I'm going to start over. I'm starting all over again. Starting over is not easy, but for me, resilience, it's not just a word. It's something that I've carried ever since my childhood. And this particular book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, made my resilience stronger, sharper, and meaningful. This book didn't change just how I think about money, it changed how I think about life. So, in this book, Robert grew up with two father figures. One was his biological dad, the poor dad, a man who believed in education, job security, savings, and the other person was his best friend's father, the rich dad, a man who believed in financial education, building assets, and creating opportunities. That contrast between two dads shaped Robert's entire mindset. And when I read that, I saw my own life in a new light. Really, I mean, ever since I grew up, from my young age, I've been taught in the school, in the family, with my friends. Most people always say this to me, study well, go to a job, have a big fat paycheck, or they are teaching me to have a stability in life, not the freedom to work hard, but not really smart. They always said me to earn, 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 but nobody taught me that I should grow up. I should grow in life. So Rich Dad says, you know, don't work for money, work to learn, and that is the part that hit me really hard. I was chasing paychecks after paychecks after paychecks after paychecks when I was working in my corporate, but I wasn't chasing knowledge. I wasn't building something that could grow with me. And this particular book made me to change my mindset. I stopped asking how much I can earn, and I started asking what can I learn. This book also taught me about assets and liabilities. Uh, I understand it's a very simple idea, but it's very powerful. You know, I keep parroting this to myself over and over, over and over to me because it's so simple. I should not forget. An asset is something that puts money into my pocket, and liability is something that takes money out. If you see my channel, I still ride my old Royal Enfield. That's going to be about 15 years old in the next 2 months, and my car is 14 years and 8 months old, and I still drive that because buying a new car or buying a new motorcycle is a liability for me. It is going to take the money out of my pocket. So I studied and I practiced what I studied from Robert Kiyosaki's book. Thank you, Mr. Kiyosaki, for writing this book. I'm very, very grateful. Many people are very grateful, but I want to thank you. Thank you so much. So this particular question changed me, and I started seeing opportunities where I used to see problems. And I realized that my financial freedom isn't about having a big salary work for corporate. It's about having control. I should be able to control my time. I should be able to control my energy. I should be able to control my choices. In this book, he keeps saying again and again and again, people buy things because of social pressure. Currently, I had a lot of losses. I'm down by, I would say, about a million Indian rupees, no, 2 million Indian rupees. And at one point in time, I had to sell my house, which I bought when I was 29 years old. There's a lot of pressure from my friends and families that I should stay in my own house, but I'm not listening to them, and I'm still renting. Because if I stay in my own house, it's going to be a liability. And when I tell them, they're not understanding. I'm like, okay, whatever it is, I'm going to practice what Kiyosaki said in his, said in this book. So I'm still renting. I don't have my own house, and I don't want to buy a house with an equator monthly installment. And this is the biggest lesson I learned from this book. And Robert also teaches how to build businesses, and that's something he learned from his rich dad. Not just work in the business, but also build businesses, build systems, and that's when I got to know that I want to be a detailer. I wanted to be creator. I want to be a storyteller, a builder, and we slowly shifted my focus from software engineering to detailing business. Don't get me wrong, I'm a great employee. Whatever task has been given to me, I always finish them within the stipulated time, and I always add value to the work that I do. If something that can be automated, I automate that. I'm not saying no, but one person cannot run a software engineering company. And I always wanted to, work on cars, washing them, polishing them, cleaning them, making them beautiful. That's something that I loved ever since I was a kid. But I didn't know this particular, work is called detailer, and I became a detailer. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I'm writing today. I'm going to a place. I just received the phone call. You can see how dirty my bike is. I didn't have the time also to wipe. So I'm going to a place today, and we are, when I say we, me and my wife, we are planning to start a new detailing business in another location. And every single ride I do is a reflection. Every single video I do is a step forward. There's a lot of effort that goes in, making a video, editing them, adding voiceover or adding music and posting them on YouTube or on another social media. It's not just me, for others also, but the idea to put this effort, it all started because of this particular book. In that book, Robert also speaks about how corporations, use their used to collect the money, reduce taxes. It's a system that's been designed, and he also says how his poor dad used to always pay the taxes first, and rich dad used to pay the taxes of all the expenses. And that small difference is nothing but financial literacy. That is something many people don't have. That I speak with so many people who work with who work with medicine. They're doctors, they're nurses, some people surgeons. I speak with a lot of people who come to my shop who are running businesses, who work in IT sector, software engineers. But what I see is this: most people don't know what is the meaning of financial literacy. For them, financial literacy is get married when you're in 30s, buy a house when you're in your early 30s, settle down when you're in 40s. So probably they work from 30 to 50, and they may have a little bit of money in savings and probably a two-bedroom house in the outskirts. That's to them that is financial importance in financial literacy. No, that's not. So I used to be one among those people, a part of the herd, and reading this book made all the difference. So, Rich Dad also gives a lot of examples, a lot of lessons on how we have been taught to earn, but we have never been explained, educated on how to manage, grow, and protect what we earn. So I want to thank Rich Dad Poor Dad's author Robert Kiyosaki. He also says about how the rich invent money. It's not like printing cash. The rich always create value. They solve problems. They see opportunities even before that comes into the market. And this I can just keep speaking. There's a lot of things that Robert Kiyosaki has written in this book. If you don't have, please grab a copy. It's available in online bookstores. It's available in most of the bookstores you see. When I'm making this video, I have this book in my hand. I see Robert's smiling face, celebrating 20 years as number one personal financial book of all time. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mr. Kiyosaki. Thank you so much for writing this book and changing my life. So, that's what I do, whether it's a cinematic ride or it's a, motivational voiceover. I'm creating something, and that's going to be very powerful for others. Um, you know, and finally, a few words to say about the book. The book also talks about the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, fear of losing, fear of missing out on things. And Robert explains, we can master the emotions, and we should not be controlled by them. And um, also, the book says that my growth begins where my comfort ends, and that nailed everything down. So, every time I failed, I always say that okay, I learned something. Every time I lost, I think that okay, I grew something. My knowledge grew. So I have lost money and 5 ventures till now. I'm going to start my sixth one. I'm still strong. I'm still fighting. And many thanks to my parents, my gurus, to Robert Kiyosaki, who made all the difference. Because I know, many people, they try something, they fail, and they never get into that field. That's not how it is. He always says that in this book, the kid, starts to walk by standing up, falling down, standing up, falling down, standing up, falling down, and what at one point in time, it'll not fall down. It'll start to walk, and then it'll start to run. That's the way how business in real life is. And this particular mindset, this is the mindset that I started to get from this book, and that's what makes me to keep going. I'm not really chasing money at this time, but money is really important in life. But to have a lot of money, we have to have a meaning. That's what I'm chasing right now. So thank you so much to everyone who is watching. See, if you ever feel that you're stuck somewhere, you've lost something, you're not sure, listen to this audio. I'm a living example. I've lost a lot of things monetary in life for the past 5 years, but it's not stopping me. To be honest with you, Robert Kiyosaki, the millionaire now, he lived in a car. Can you believe that? He lived in a car at one point in time. That was his, the bottom line. But there was a changing point for him as well. So if you ever feel stuck, lost, unsure, please buy this book and read it. I'm telling you, it's not going to give you all the answers, but this book will change the questions that you ask, and sometimes that's all you need. Much love. Thank you so much. Ride safe, drive safe, live free, and never stop learning. Thank you.